When Leo's parents announced they were moving to an old countryside mansion, Leo felt both excited and nervous. The house was massive, filled with creaky staircases, dusty chandeliers, and long halls that echoed footsteps. But what made it even stranger was the maid who came with it. Her name was Miss Elspeth, a tall woman with a stiff black dress and a face like a thundercloud. She never smiled, never blinked, and always seemed to appear right behind Leo whenever he turned around. "She's been with the house for decades," his mom said cheerfully. "She practically is the house," added his dad, laughing. Leo didn't laugh. Something about Miss Elspeth made his skin crawl. And when his parents left on a 2-day trip, leaving him alone in the house with her, the adventure truly began. The house was quiet, too quiet. Leo unpacked his gadgets on the floor of his new room but couldn't focus. Every now and then he'd hear whispers, not voices exactly, but rustling and murmurs coming from inside the walls. He pressed his ear against the wallpaper. "Help us," it seemed to say just under the surface. Downstairs, Miss Elspeth glided past the hallway mirror. Leo could swear she had no reflection. That night, he stayed up with a flashlight and one of his homemade audio amplifiers. He set it near a crack in the wall and heard children's voices. Faint, frightened, pleading? Were they trapped? Leo followed the sound the next day, sneaking while Miss Elspeth sang an eerie lullaby in the kitchen. It led him to a panel behind the library shelves. One push and it creaked open, revealing a narrow stone staircase. Clutching his flashlight, Leo descended. Carvings lined the walls, names, tally marks, drawings of kids like him. One inscription read, "Beware the maid, she takes the kind." At the bottom was a dusty room with broken toys and a cracked mirror. And in the mirror, Leo didn't see himself. He saw a line of children staring out, mouthing one word: "Run." Leo climbed back up from the hidden room, heart pounding. He burst into the kitchen, where Miss Elspeth was polishing silverware with a cloth that looked too red to be clean. "I know what you've done," Leo said, clutching a small audio recorder. "I heard the voices, I saw the mirror." Miss Elspeth turned slowly. Her smile was icy. "Oh, clever boy, you shouldn't have gone snooping." She raised her hand and the shadows on the walls moved, but Leo was ready. He slammed the recorder on the table and pressed play. The shadows froze. Miss Elspeth gasped as if the spell binding the house cracked. You freed them!" Leo ran, yanking the front door open as Elspeth screamed behind him, her form flickering between Maid and something far darker. He bolted down the hill to the little village nearby and banged on the constable's door. Within an hour, grown-ups stormed the mansion. They didn't find Miss Elspeth, but they found the hidden room and the mirror, which was now empty. The children were free. Leo's parents returned to a changed house. No more whispers, no more cold drafts, and Miss Elspeth vanished. Though sometimes, when Leo walks past the old mirror, he thinks he sees her silhouette in the corner, fading quickly. The townsfolk told tales of brave Leo, the boy who solved the mystery, rescued the forgotten, and stood up to the shadows. Always trust your instincts. Kindness and courage are the keys to defeating darkness, even the ones hiding behind tidy uniforms and polished smiles. Weeks after the ordeal, the mansion grew warm again. Laughter echoed through the halls, and Leo's room no longer whispered. Yet sometimes, late at night, the moonlight revealed a faint outline on the grand staircase, an empty black shoe, a teacup with lipstick that no one used. One foggy morning, an old woman in the village told Leo, "That maid, she wasn't born, child, she was bound. She served a curse older than memory." "But where is she now?" Leo asked. The woman smiled sadly. "Where all broken shadows go, back to the mirror that birthed them. Until someone foolish enough calls her name aloud." Leo never did. But he locked the mirror in the attic, just in case. Always trust your instincts. Kindness and courage are the keys to defeating darkness, even the ones hiding behind tidy uniforms and polished smiles.